Welcome everyone. I am absolutely thrilled, excited and proud to present to you these Echo targets. So this video is going to be an introduction of what they are, what they do, what separates them apart from current targets on the market and why I developed them. So with that, let's get into it. So the best way to start off will be the name of these targets. Now this is called the Echo Training System or the Echo Target. What does ECHO stand for? Well, not only is it the name of the channel, but it's also an acronym for these targets, and that's going to be Enhanced Combat Hostile Outline. Because that is essentially what these are. They are an outline of a hostile in a combat environment. So, why did I design these? What's the method behind them? Well, the design themselves are based off of an original NATO Figure 11 target, which I believe is a classic Cold War target, and I love the look of, but I wanted to modernize it, and I believe I've done that very well here. These modernized individuals take that classic look and put them into a modern combatant scene here. These targets also have a number of features that no other target on the market does. Importantly, they feature body armor. Each target has a solid white outline for the location of armor, and we're going to get into why that is in a moment. What's more is they also have the T-zone and the pelvis with a dashed white line, and this will all come together into what these targets are designed to do and how they're going to help you train more effectively. So with that, let's get into what those lines mean, how to train with them, and talk about each of the individual Echo targets. So the first thing you'll notice about these targets is that they represent a realistic combatant. The truth is, all targets have this flat-on silhouette, and that just isn't the truth. We all know that if we ever have to defend ourselves, or if there's a bad guy, we all know that he's not going to be standing there straight. What I've done with these targets is I've put them in a realistic scenario or a realistic pose while keeping, again, that classic NATO Figure 11 look. The first target here is the simple Echo target. Again, Enhanced Combat Hostile Outline. This target here shows a trained individual. You see his elbows are tucked in and he's aggressively pointing the weapon towards you. The next target is the CQB Echo target. This individual is in a CQB environment coming around a wall to engage an enemy. What you'll notice is that his pelvis and his hip is tucked in, his elbow is tucked in, and again, he's aggressively attacking the target, indicating that he's a trained individual. Next is the Echo running target. Now, the Echo running target is simply running from left to right, and you can see that he's fully kitted out in all of his equipment. The running target is also at a half scale, whereas these two are to scale. The dimensions of these targets are 24 by 36, and they're printed on heavyweight 100-pound paper. Most targets are printed on either 40 or 60 weight paper. And I wanted to print them on heavy paper because I shoot on a lot of windy days, a lot of rain. I've had targets tear, get wet, and they get mushy and useless. But I want to give you guys a quality product that isn't gonna fail you. So this heavier weight paper, I've gone outside, tested it in the wind, the rain, and it holds up especially longer in those conditions. So now that we've gone over the basic design of the targets, let's get into each individual target and the philosophy behind them and how to use them. So starting off with this, the Echo target. Now, like all of the range of the Echo training system, the simple Echo target has two main features, and that's going to be a solid white line indicating the location of body armor, indicated with a helmet, a main plate or front plate, and a side plate, and then a dash line indicating the pelvis area and the face or T-zone. The dash lines indicating a kill zone, and the solid line indicating an armor or non-kill zone. And all of the targets have these features. So the Echo target, we see here a combatant facing forward on in an aggressive stance. His elbows are tucked in, he's facing forward, he's a trained individual. And this is essentially to replace that basic flat-on silhouette that really gives us no information. What's more is we have two boxes up here. There's an inch grid within them both. We have a rectangle and a square, 4 inches by 4 inches and 5 inches by 3 inch rectangle here, with a solid 1 inch diamond and square in the middle of them respectively. Now these are for basically confirming zero, accuracy, things of that nature. But the target itself is very simple. He's a flat-on target, and I think a very good addition to this range, and one that we can use at any distance. So the point of the body armor is simply this. We are always trained to shoot center mass, and these are where these targets really come into their own. We see constant videos of people going around the range, shooting A zones, getting hits, but with the Echo training system, that's not going to count. It's because we have body armor right here. Now the helmet has armor. The way I think about this is pistol rounds or under it will stop, rifle rounds it will not. That's why the kill zone goes into the helmet, so you can see where the head actually sits. And then we have the armor actually located on the chest and the side plate. Now this will stop rifle rounds. So what this target does is it makes you think, and the best way to run it is I want you to shoot this target as you normally would, simply shoot it, and it's going to be in the armor. Well, that's not going to count with this system. So you need to think, do you go to the face, the pelvis, the shoulder? You're gonna have to be more thoughtful with where those shots land. And the way you get the most out of this training system as a whole is be honest with yourself. Engage your first round of targets simply as you would subconsciously. Do not think about the armor or kill locations. That's how you're gonna get the most out of this target. So the basic Echo target right here, again, armor, flat on, fantastic for getting you to begin to think, can be used in a kill house or all the way out to 1 kilometer. With that, let's move on to the next one, which is probably my favorite, the CQB Echo target. Now, the CQB Echo target is a fantastic one. It features our combatant featuring armor, a front plate, side plate, and helmet, as well as his face and pelvis. Now, this individual is peeping around a corner, and what I wanted to do was give you guys basically 2 for 1. A lot of targets might be double-sided, where you have drills on one side and a combatant or a silhouette on the other. And what you're doing is you're buying 2 targets, but you only get to use 1. So you're kind of paying twice for something you're not going to use. Well, I wanted to give you guys a target that can give you both. So you get a combatant, a wall, barricade, plus drills. So let's start with the drills on this target. Now what I did was I did a combination of shapes. The square, the A zone, and the circle down here have 1-inch lines within them, so you can hold yourself accountable, you can zero your rifle, confirm MOAs and things of that nature. The square up here has a thick outline and square in the middle. You also have another square with 2 shaded and 2 white. You have a USPSA A zone here, because I know how much you guys love your bill drills, and I just had to include it. And within your A zone, I also added a diamond and a solid diamond within there. Down here we have almost a hostage situation with 2 rectangles crossing over each other, 1 solid, 1 clear, with a diamond in the middle, a 1-inch diamond. And here we have a 4-inch circle at the bottom with a solid 1-inch circle in the middle. The point of these was I wanted to give you guys a combination of shapes that you could mix up. So you could say, okay, shoot all the solids. You're going to bang, 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 bang. Okay, you could say, okay, shoot the solid squares and then the circle. Or you could do, okay, let's shoot the rectangle or the diamond and then the squares and diamond. You can really change it up. I also left enough room for you guys to color in or write a letter or a number, because I didn't want to include those in case you guys wanted to incorporate your own drills. So that was very deliberate. Again, we've got the A zone here because I know a lot of you guys just enjoy having that target size, and it gives you guys the option, if you are training for those competitions, to have that target also. So once you've done all of your CQB drills with your mates or on your own to hold yourself accountable, practice accuracy and speed or transitions, we can then go to our combatant. Now our combatant again is leaning around a corner in an aggressive manner with his AK-47 rifle. You'll notice that his elbow is tucked in and his pelvis is tucked in, again indicating that he's trained, because this is what it's gonna look like. Now the way you shoot this target is you're again going to engage just as you would, which I guarantee is going to be center mass if you're honest with yourself. I know I was doing that also and continue to. When you shoot center mass though, it's going to be in his armor plating, which it means it's not going to be a neutralization. So you've got to think, are you going to shoot him in the face, the pelvis, would the shoulder count? And you're going to have to really think about your shot placement with this target. So it forces you to be quick, but also holds you accountable to where those armor locations are. This one I think looks really dynamic and cool. I added a little bit more detail to that target just because it was a lot of fun to make. But again, you get 2 for 1 here. You get your drills and your CQB individual. Now, we've covered the CQB. Let's go on to a very interesting and different one, which is going to be the Echo running target. Now, the Echo running target is, again, a very interesting one. What we have here is a running individual, and he is running from left to right. Now, he is half scale, so if you put this target at 50 yards, he'll be at 100. If you put him at 100, it'll simulate 200. Now, what makes this target different is not only does he have his armor locations, the very visible side plate. A lot of people debate if you should have them. Well, this target's going to help you prove if you should have them, because you're going to see subconsciously when you're at the range and you shoot a running target, how many center mass are going to land in that side plate. Just something to think about and consider. So we have our helmet location, we have again our face zone and our pelvis also. Now, what we have that's different about this target is we actually have a silhouette. If you're shooting at this target 25 yards and in, or 50 yards in with a 5.56, you're pretty much going to be shooting the solid individual. But this target is scaled so that at 50 yards, the target is 100 yards away. And we did the math with a US Army sniper to actually figure out where you'd have to hold with a 5.56 16-inch M855. And that's what this silhouette outline is here. So if you put this at 50 yards, you're going to have to actually shoot the silhouette, which you cannot see at that distance, to hit the target. Plus, because our silhouette shows armor locations, you've got to not hit him in the armor also. This is a really challenging and interesting target, and the way you can use this is two ways. One, you can do a hold, which is simply you bring your weapon up to where you think this target's hold is, here, or wherever it might be. And the second is you track your rifle from left to right. So if my hands are sights, you start here and you come across, bang, and you shoot while keeping the rifle moving. And that's going to help simulate if the target was running. Now, what's more about this is because this target is designed to be used at distance, I also included these squares. We have a 2 MOA, a 1 MOA, and a half MOA diamond. And this is to simply confirm 0 on the target. I didn't include any squares or shapes because I wanted this target at distance. All you see is this major silhouette, hence the very thin lines up here on the zeros and the very thin silhouette. Whereas with these targets, you get a collection of shapes that can help you in those closer ranges. So there you have it. That is the Echo target range. Let's talk about how you can get your hands on these and really challenge yourself and up your training. Now, at the launch of this video, these targets will be available at echomiketraining.com. Now, for the first round of targets, it will be a pre-order, so please allow a week or 2 weeks for these targets to actually physically get to you. Pre-ordering these targets I found was the easiest way to do it, but once that initial pre-order period is over, they will be available. Now, how will these targets be available? Each target will be available in lots of 25, 50, and 100. But I wanted to do a favor for you guys and actually mix in the targets. So there will be a package deal for 30 targets, which means you get 10 of each. And this will be fantastic because the way you use these targets is not only as we discussed, but you're going to shoot them as you've subconsciously trained for your first round. And then you're going to replace the target with a new one and actually shoot with consciously knowing where the armor locations are, where you'd consciously shoot. And you're going to notice two things. One, it's going to hold you accountable. So the first time you shoot these targets, guys, please just be honest with yourself, put up the target, present, and just shoot it as you would engage it. And by using that second target, it's going to hold you accountable to where those shots are actually going to land. And when we have the second target up, you're going to find that you're going to slow down, you're going to start thinking about where that shot placement is. And this is where these targets really come into their own, is that it makes us slow down and think. Other targets on the market, I just got so bored with them, and I wanted something that was challenging. It had drills, it made me think, and also looked the part as well. So you can get 10 of these targets in a lot of 30, and again, those are going to be available on the website echomiketraining.com. Now, each target comes in at $2.60 each, which I believe is an absolute bargain, as most targets out there are going to be in the $3 range. But if you want to go for cheaper targets, they do not offer what this training system offers here. But I know that you guys that watch this channel don't want any BS. You want tools that will actually help you train, which is why you're here watching this. So I don't need to convince you about these. So With that, again, I'm extremely proud to present these to you guys. I could have done patches and t-shirts. I will be doing those because you've all asked for them, but I wanted to develop something that I myself would use and that I know the community and the industry could benefit from. And I have no doubt that with your help, these will be an absolute success. So with that, all I ask is you contact your local range, your friends, whoever you might know, and introduce them to the Echo Target Training System. Show them what it's about, tell them what it's about, the value that it adds. Bring these out to the range, guys. Shoot them, enjoy them. Follow me on echomike_training on Instagram and tag #EchoTarget because I want to see how you guys are using them. I want to see how they're helping the community because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. What we do here is about helping each other, growing, becoming better, and I wanted to develop something that will help you all do just that. So there you have it, guys. As you all know, I don't do ads on this channel. I don't take money from advertisers, but what I will do is develop a product that will help you all become better. So head over to Echo Mike Training. I'll put a link in the description and pick up, pre-order your Echo Training targets today. I want to thank you all so much for making this possible. If it wasn't for your support on this channel, if it wasn't for all the shares and the views and everything, I probably wouldn't have continued. So through that continuing, you guys made me realize something, you guys made me train hard, and I took all that knowledge and I made it into something that I can give back to you. So thank you so much, guys. Get out there, get training, enjoy them, let me know how it goes, and as always, look after your mates, look after each other, and I'll see you on the range.